Now, gravel cycling isn't a new topic. It's something that's been around for a fair few years. But more recently, it's certainly boomed in popularity. And it's easy to see why. One of these bikes gives you the flexibility to ride pretty much anywhere, be that on or off road, and gives you endless options of places to explore. Now, this might be the one bike you will ever need. So I put the video together to break down exactly what gravel cycling is and how it differs from other cycling disciplines. Now, I think the first thing to understand is what exactly is a gravel bike. Now, one of these things isn't too dissimilar to a road bike. Both have dropped handlebars and also solid front forks. The biggest difference lies in the tyres. Now, most modern gravel bikes have the ability to run up to a 50mm tyre. And today I'm running a fairly aggressive knobbled tread on the front to give me grip and stability through the corners. On the rear, I'm running a semi-slick, which is faster run resistance as I need less grip on here. As you can see, it's fairly dry out on the trails today. The other key differences are mainly down to geometry. The wheelbase is longer to offer stability through the corners and on rough terrain, and they're also a less aggressive position to suit a more longer day out in comparison to a road bike. Now, the final main difference is down to the pedals. Now, off-road I run SBDs, which look a little like this and give you the ability to clip in from both the top and also the bottom. They differ slightly to road pedals in the fact that they're more robust and slightly more durable, and like I mentioned, allow you to clip in from both sides. I also find they give you a little bit more float, which means when you're going through technical features or down descents, they just give you a bit more confidence on the pedals that you can move your body weight around without unclipping like you would on a road bike. So I think the question now lies in, why the hell did I get into gravel cycling in the first place? And for a bit of context, I've been a road cyclist, cyclist in general, for the last couple of years. But road cycling has predominantly been my main cycling discipline. And I found, especially during lockdown, I was riding the same routes day in, day out. And don't get me wrong, I love riding my bike. But I did get to the point where I was finding it maybe just a tad less boring. A gravel bike bridges that gap between a road bike and a mountain bike. Gives you the ability to ride efficiently on the road like a road bike, but also gives you the flexibility to go off it and explore some pretty remote places. Now, one of these bikes has taken me all over the UK, from the South Downs to Wales, Scotland, and pretty much everywhere in between. My gravel bike is now the bike I go to the most. It's the bike I have the most fun riding. Unlike my road bike, there's no pressure on average speed or average power. I solely ride this bike for the fun of it. And I think that's what cycling is all about. And for me, it really puts the enjoyment back into riding my bike. And if you're on the fence on getting into gravel cycling, then I think this should be your sign to just go for it. So now I've finally convinced you to get into gravel cycling, the question now lies in what equipment do you need? Now, apart from the obvious, such as gravel bike and also helmets, there are a few key differences if you're getting into gravel cycling if you're previously a road cyclist. The first upon is your shoes and also your pedal setup, which I touched upon earlier. But the most important for me personally is your hydration system. Now, on a road bike, I'll always take 2 bottles. But on a gravel bike, as you'll see, I will always wear a hydration system. Now, there's 2 main reasons for this. The first of which, gravel riding is often quite bumpy. Bottles can fall out of bottle cages. And the last thing you want to be doing is turning around, going and collecting them every single time you go over a fairly rocky section. But for me, the most important part is gravel cycling can often mean pretty mucky. You're going through puddles, you're going through all sorts of mud and other questionable things which can spray up onto your bike and get onto the nozzle of your bottles. I find with a hydration vest, it's less likely to do this, so you're not digesting all of that crap off of the trails. It also gives you a place to store all of your equipment. Now, I take slightly more stuff than I would on a road bike, generally because there is just a higher risk of things going wrong. Puncturing, slicing a tyre, and you're often more likely to be in the middle of nowhere. So I don't have an exhaustive list of stuff, but yeah, as a bare minimum, the things I will carry include inner tubes, tyre levers, an Allen key, often a bottle of CO2 or a pump of some sort. In some cases, tyre plugs to plug a hole in my tyre if I do puncture. Other things you might want to consider include a spare quick link and also a chain breaker. So nothing too crazy, but enough to get you out of most situations. Big question now lies in, where do you actually ride? Now this is very personal, but my favourite thing to do is just go out and explore. I find that's the best way to find new routes. Go out, see tracks that you like the look of, and just see where they end up. However, I know that's not for everyone, so there are a few other good options. Strava is probably the best. This gives you the ability to plan your own routes, which then you can import to your computer, your cycling computer. But the best thing about Strava is it gives you heat maps. Effectively, it shows you how popular different tracks and different routes are. Now, I tend to go on the more popular the route, the better it is. And if you're somewhere new or looking to find some new tracks, then that can be a great way. Plan them into a route, upload them to your cycling computer, and go off and go and have some fun. So there we have it. Hopefully this video has covered everything you need to know about getting into gravel cycling. And if you were on the fence before this video, hopefully I've done a good enough job to convince you to give it a try. If you've got any questions or think I've missed anything out, then do drop them in the comments below. And if you want to see more cycling related content, as well as behind the scenes glimpse into my racing and training this year, then be sure to give a like and also subscribe.